12 phases now, and they've lost ground. Windsor down the blind side. Oh, and that one's picked off. And away they go. The Toronto Arrows will go uncontested for the first try of the match against the run of play. And just like that, straight through the heart, Toronto strike.
And it looked like Josh Sheridan, the one who picks off the ball, and an option on the corner there and a quick pass. It looked like one of the forwards out there trying to make something happen, and that quick ball read well by Sheridan. And now Sam Malcolm gonna tee one up and try to put a few more points on the board for the Arrows.
There you see the task in front of Malcolm to add 3 more points to the board with this penalty after the high tackle on Diva. This to take them out to 10 points. Flags up again. Malcolm stays perfect on the evening. 10 points to 0. Toronto in the lead up to 15 minutes.
Watch for Cialini. Yep, he'll be the one.
Now the maul is set as they push to the line. They peel off. They're close. They're over. They're down. That's the try for the Arrows. They're second of the match. They extend 15 points to 3. It's the big boys up front who get it done.
And looked like the dot down actually came from Josh Van Horn, 6'5" firefighter from Brantford, Ontario. And sometimes, Dan, even when you know what's coming, you can't stop it. And Toronto just dared the Houston SaberCats. And they win this contest. And it starts with Cialini, and then the peel from Van Horn. Great job, just very slick mentally in that last minute. And as you said, these Toronto Arrows, they're missing 6 of their starters because of the call-ups for the Canadian national team. So they're playing some pretty good rugby without 6 of the best players that they have to choose from. So perhaps good things to come for Toronto, who's so far 1-2.
Penalty is good. 20 points to 10 as we are in the closing moments of the first half here in Houston, Texas. It's the Arrows in control over the SaberCats. O'Toole leaves that one behind. Now Windsor. Oh, Tackett took a little peek in front of him, saw Dan Moore, didn't like what he saw. Now Moore, he goes wide and he finds a winger. Oitomen, he's faster than a bald man's haircut. Oitomen, and he gets the try. What a heartbreaker for the SaberCats as the Arrows, they inflict more pain.
Well, that's an incredible last couple of minutes. I think Houston were already back in the locker room, sitting on the bench, talking about how they were going to come back from their 7-point deficit. And just like that, they leak 10 points. It's really unfortunate, too, because they had just won the turnover ball and looking dangerous inside the Toronto half. And this is how quickly Toronto can hurt you, and transition defense so difficult.
What was that word you just used again, Brian?
I think I said vociferous.
Ooh.
Can
I have the origin? Oh, talking of origin, Ferguson, he knows his origin. That's Toronto's. He's streak 3, and Malcolm Murphy, a try saver on the fly half. Well, it's worrying signs here early. Jones, he gets room service passage over the try line. And the Toronto Arrows, what a start to the second half for them.
Nightmare for Houston, and it started with a great kick chase on the Cats' end, but then things start to unravel. And another big line break, another big chase, lots of open field, and Malcolm gets dragged down by Connor Murphy, but there's already too many white jerseys in support. When you smell blood, then you go, and that's exactly what happened with the Arrows there. Take a look once again. a phase there. Sheridan looking for some help, and instead he finds daylight, scoots around a couple of forwards. You like the matchup when you got a back against forwards. He splits the gap. Malcolm in support. Great pass on the outside, and nobody in front of number 12, Spencer Jones. And this is actually a really important kick, because this puts Houston more than 2 converted tries away if it's successful.
It'll be Malcolm, the fly half from New Zealand. 42 meters out right in front of the posts here to give them a 17-point lead. No mistakes there. 37-20.
Sit.
Better platform as this one spins again. They come down the blind side. Oh, they go over. They talked about Murphy dealing with some mobility issues, and they've exploited that. It looks like Diego Magno has scored the try there. And he's one of those players who's come in from Uruguay, Brian.
Yeah.
Well, it was all Toronto in the scrum. We'll take another look at this, and actually I think it was Andrew Wilson, the reserve for Toronto, who's put that one over the line. This play into context, you know, as tight as the MLR is, if they score another try, that 4th try yields a bonus point. Kind of emblematic of the night for Houston.
Yes, it is, as that one goes over the sideline, and there is the full-time whistle. The Toronto Arrows, they've gone on the road and defeated the Houston SaberCats 44 points to 27. Their 2nd win of the season that will see them shift upwards in the standings here in Major League Rugby.